Hey there, I'm Cyberchroma. Welcome to another stream. Hello. We are back working on this thing. The thing that's down over that way in that corner. Also over here, actually running. Yeah, my little background stream animation thing that I still want to do a whole lot more to make it look actually better. It is still far from where I actually, what I want it to look like, both graphics and cool coding stuff going on. Yeah, we also have the animation that's below there. That is this one. Yeah, although I'm pretty fine with it as is, just a play thing for chat to be. But yeah. Okay, sometimes I start streams by recapping stuff in previous streams. Don't really need to do that. And the last stream was playing Pac-Man. We beat it, but they gotta do another stream hunting down the last achievements. One of which is gonna be a pain, because in that game, Pac-Man World 1, or Pac-Man World Repack, which is a remake of Pac-Man World 1, you can play OG, like, arcade Pac-Man in it, but there's an achievement for, is it clearing stage 9 or whatever? Round 9, whatever the proper term is when you're referring to Pac-Man levels. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to become an expert at Pac-Man to get that, but that's not what today's stream is about, so I got a few streams before I worry about that. Although I did do some Googling about strategies to actually be good at, like, normal, like, arcade Pac-Man, and while I was playing that game at one point, I did say that I thought I had seen some video and, like, knew a bit about how the AI of some of the ghosts work, and I had some of it right, but I did have some of it wrong and incorrect, so like, oh, okay, fair enough. Anyways, though, but that's not what this stream is about. We're working on this thing, and then tomorrow we'll be working on this thing, I think, which I was hoping that between the last stream where I was working on this and then the next stream, probably tomorrow where I was working on this, I'd be making more progress off stream, but the last few days have just been very busy and whatnot, so I haven't had a lot of time to do such things. But I have some conceptual ideas, at least of some stuff I can do to, of why the camera in this game is not working. There's, like, I won't do the big ramble on this right now, but the short version is there's, like, two big issues of why stuff with the camera and how the camera does stuff with the player aren't working. One of them I have an idea for a solution to that might solve all my problems with sort of one important piece, but like a smaller piece of the problem, but I don't have a solution to the bigger actual problem. But solving this problem might allow me to have more options with solving the bigger issue. But blah blah blah, we'll come back to this later. Well, yeah, this is a tomorrow problem, not what we're doing here today. We're doing this. Although, won't be doing this for that long, because I don't have a whole lot of time today. Today's going to be quite a short stream, but I didn't want to be missing 3 days of streaming in a row due to my extreme busyness. Anyways, so in terms of stuff we're going to do, I didn't even open Visual Studios. Let me just open random script to do that. I have to figure out a proper, like, game plan of what are my next steps of, like, what I want to do to improve this thing and how I'm going to actually do that. I haven't done any, like, blendering in quite a while, so when we get to doing that, that's going to be a bit rough, I think. Figure out whatever graphical stuff I want to be making with this. Although I imagine it's going to be incremental. We'll sort of start by making, like, quick, blocky, maybe more, like, low poly assets, no textures or anything, get stuff in here that looks like decent, and then incrementally sort of make stuff better. Then making better models, make stuff that actually does, have proper textures and whatnot. We'll see. I imagine, yeah, with this thing, it's going to be incremental improvement. Anyways, so, given the name of the stream being, making cube bounce, I wanted to start, I think, by just making how the cube moves just a little bit more interesting, even if it's not in, like, its, final stages at all yet. Yeah, I want the cube movement to be more interesting. And my current idea with that is, so for now, I want to purposely try can I put this? I want this cube to move around a lot more lively, rather than right now down there it's just, you know, sliding around back and forth or whatever. I want this cube to have more life to it as it moves around. Now, potential options for doing that are that I could, you know, give it a face, give it, you know, eyes or something, give it little arms or like whatever. Before I do any of that though, I want to try, kind of almost for the experiment of just trying to do this, but also just relatively speaking, keeping things simpler. I want to try giving this cube more life with it still just being a cube. No face, probably not even like complicated texture stuff. I might like bevel the edges of the cube or whatever, but I want to try to have an interesting moving pure cube, and sort of start with that. So having Blender over here, I'm thinking for now, I want it to just kind of like bounce, I think, as it moves, just kind of have a little sort of, you know, hopping as it's moving around. Which right now might have some squash and stretch and whatnot, but it would be cool to eventually have it be more, maybe more like jelly-like, of actually deforming of the cube with like shape keys and stuff like that, possibly. Or I don't know the actual method of how I'm gonna do such a thing, but you know, we'll see. If I actually did mesh deformation entirely through code, that would be so much overkill, but it could look cool, but definitely not anything that we'd be doing today. So let's start with, so we have the player, ta-da, there it is. And then the player model is just, whoa, it's a cube, insane, crazy. The actual, well, the base thing of the cube is like here rather than with the ground. Which, right, another just weird thing is that this nav mesh is like slightly off the ground, so I have to have the model of the player be like slightly below to touch the ground. I don't actually know why that's happening or what to do about it other than just manually fixing it. That's something that's on my list to sort of look into later, not now. I've also just realized that you need this box collider. I'm not sure if you do, right? Because you have this sort of collider thing that gets made by the nav mesh, right? I just want to double check something. You count as a collider, like you're not going to fall through the floor, right? Yeah. Now this cube isn't going to be like interacting with a whole lot, so yeah, it should be pretty fine. Very cool that I can see all this visual stuff. Very awesome. We're gonna potentially be messing around more with how the cube moves around from point A to point B to be more, yeah, lively, or ideas like mimicking a third-person platformer character kind of thing is the idea, sort of, and we'll see how far along we get there. So I guess we just start in Blender with, oh, a cube. Before I do anything, we're just gonna, actually, let me just delete, call this, I don't know, player, just player cube, whatever, yeah, and then I just gotta find where it is gonna be. Over here, models. Did I actually make we have from all the other animations, we have folder for all that. I'm gonna put all the models that have to do with this thing. This version of this animation is just called Wandering Cube, so that's what we're calling the folder. And in here we're just gonna, I'm just gonna copy file path, get that over into Blender stuff, just makes it easier to find. Wandering Cube, and what I call you? Player cube. Will I give the cube a name? We'll see. Okay, so just get this in here as a start. Just get the boring just initial work out of the way. So, oh my god, it's a cube. Crazy, unbelievable. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Blah. Like, trying to just also think ahead of, like, I don't think currently it's not the plan to have any crazy, wacky animations or whatever. Do I want the base of the, or sorry, I will have crazy, wacky animations, textures and like detail of the actual cube. I don't currently know how far I'm gonna take that, but as I said, it's probably gonna be incremental. We start simple and I have some cool idea of like, oh, what if we try this, and keep going more from there. Okay, so how to make this decision now? Do I want like the origin of the cube to be in the center or at the base of it? If I want it to squash and stretch off the ground, it'll be easier to do that if the base of the player cube is on the like floor of it. So yeah, so we're gonna take this and just blah. I also notice it's gigantic, so we'll just whoa. I could you know, to have the scale be lower, there's a million and one ways I could go about it. I could scale it down here, or scale it down in Unity, or scale it down in the, you know, scale factor thing over here, but I will scale it down in Blender just because, I guess. And then, wait, why did you not... Right, your origin is not, okay. Origin, make origin be, buttons, just oh, I clear origin? Wait, no, that's... all the wrong buttons. Every wrong button I can press. Just, origin... If I can spell, please. Origin to... No, I'm pressing... It's not the one I meant to press. Origin to 3D cursor is the one I was looking for. Thank you. So now... A little annoying, just I have to keep going back and forth between Blender and... Like, normally if I was working on this on my own, I'd just have stuff on the 2 monitors, but so the stream can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to continue to go back and forth on 1 monitor, which is fine. I can live with it. Yeah. If I wanted, I could set up a OBS scene setup where both monitors are on screen at the same time, but nah. It's fine. Okay, colors. I guess I'll color you from... Use the Blender material for now. Or at least, like... Yeah, I don't even know what color you're gonna be. Because I made, like, that coin, that temporary coin, like a yellow, I made this green. Because it's just a color, it doesn't matter where it viewport display, just be some random green. You're fine. You're gonna get that green? Good enough. If I do any crazy, wacky, material stuff, we'll worry about that at another point. It'd be interesting if I went for some, like, weird stylized, just anything to do with shaders or textures in this, but at the moment, I don't quite know where the sort of end result, art style-wise, if this is gonna be, but that's what we're gonna figure out. In theory, we make some graphical model stuff that I'm able to then reuse in the Handmade with a Unicycle. But, you know, we'll see. That's not like a guarantee that is a rule that has to happen. Even, like, the fact that for this environment, we're making, like, a wintry environment, I know that it's somewhere in Handmade with a Unicycle, I'm probably gonna have some wintry Frozen Tundra level, but, that's not gonna be a thing in my demo, at the very least. Currently, the plans for the demo are 3 areas that are, like... Well, there were going to be, last time I talked about it on stream, it was gonna be, like a forest, inside a submarine, in a volcano, and, like, skyscrapers and, like, a city and whatnot. So no Frozen Tundra there. Although I actually might be changing... I think I might have a better idea for the first level of this demo, and it might be more of a desert type thing, and with machinery and whatnot, but... Like, a deserty area with a factory nearby, that kind of environment might be what I go for, which on paper immediately sounds more interesting and unique than just forest. It's very common for first level of a game to be forest, so... Going kind of straying away from that can help make stuff more interesting. And I know that in the so-called final game, I want the first level of that to be more of a like a rundown junkyard kind of a thing, not even a forest or whatever. But for the sake of variety, I just wanted the intro level of the demo to be a different intro level than of the final game, just because I wanted to just experiment with more variety of environments early on, I guess. And because I don't plan for the first level of the demo to be the same as the first level of the final game, because I imagine they won't fit. The first level of the tutorial, or the first level of the demo is going to have the tutorial stuff a lot faster than the final game. If it's longer, they'll have more time to sort of space out tutorial stuff over the course of a few levels and whatnot. So, yeah. Anyway, some elements might carry over, but I'm expecting that they won't match, and because of that, I'm like, make them in different environments as well, just because, for funsies. Anyways, material, we're just gonna call it just player cube. No, just player cube. And you're gonna carry over. Yeah. Okay, so that's the easy stuff out of the way. So animation-wise, it's a cube. Well, okay, before I actually do any animation stuff, I'm thinking about it. Well, actually, wait. I was thinking I was gonna try beveling it a bit, just have that kind of cube design. Oh no, smooth, shade smooth. Just decide how much of a bevel are we talking about? Just something like that. something along those lines. Yeah, look at that cube, way more interesting. Can you even tell? That's the other thing that I have to like care about is what does it look like from the camera's point of view. Even actually the color, it's like darker. I don't think, I'm just gonna real quick, what material were you using a second ago? Were you just using my default green one? Or did I actually make I made a player thing over here. Yeah, I'm just gonna swap that with that, it's fine. So far we're going for this like brighter aesthetic, I guess. But we barely even have an environment, so we'll see how much that changes. Yeah. So I gotta figure out what's going on with that. Both programming-wise, the different stuff that the player team will be able to interact with, and art-wise, making it look pretty, which... Yeah, it's gonna take a while to get there, but, and for me to just get unrusty with Blender stuff. But so, right away, I was just gonna say that, like... This probably needs to be beveled more if the camera is going to see it. Is that too much? That looks like too much. But I want to just see... maybe a little bit less. Because it doesn't matter if something is super crazy detailed if the camera can't even see it. Now the camera's going to be zooming out and zooming in, I guess, so let me observe it going around. Yeah, good enough. Okay. Blah. Okay, animation-wise, I'm thinking we just do something super simple. Which way is gonna be... It's a cube. Which way is forward? Was... like, that way, right? And then have it... Yeah. Let me just to sort of make sure that I'm gonna be animating on kind of the right axis. If I just did this real quick, as just a temporary test thing, I just want to make sure that you're gonna be moving in that direction, correct? Or exactly the other way. No, I can work with that. Right, because this would be front. Yeah, go along this axis. Okay, so pretending that's the sort of front of the cube. So for now, again, as I continue to repeat myself, just starting with something incremental. So okay. I wanted just some kind of hopping, just some simple like hopping up and down or whatever. Maybe add some like left and right motion to it, just because first run of this is gonna be just doing this looping animation constantly, I imagine. But then it probably should have a bit of like an idle thing of sitting still when it's, you know, not going between points, and then one where it's moving. It'd be kind of cool if based on its speed, it like hopped more maybe, but given that it's either like stopped or like running at full speed, that might not be super necessary. Okay, so let's just make... I can make 2 animations right now. Just, idle animation is just... Just idle... do I care about... Well, yeah, all of these. Blah. Even location? Yeah, no, 100, yeah, 100%. Let's just say from there to, like... I don't know, you'll get 50 frames for now for a so-called idle animation. No, go 60, go... Whoa. Ah. You get a full second to work with, but well, actually, hold on. No, you'll get full 60 seconds, but I'm gonna put you 4x10 just cause. Okay, so, and then we'll say at 70 we'll start this running animation. That'll be however long it needs to be. Okay. So, what are you gonna look like? I shouldn't have the start of the animation be like default cube. It'd probably loop better if it... Let's just say you're gonna be sitting still and just kind of like go up and down like it's breathing. That's kind of... Wait, what the heck? What happened to... I moved forward by 10 seconds, but I didn't move this forward by 10. That would do it. Okay. And just real simple, like... And then just you need to copy you. So if I just put... If this is just a very simple... Okay, that's like too much unless I like really slow it down. Okay.
But now, just simple little breathing thing. I don't like how... I think I squished it too much. Oh. Let's try it. I should be doing the running one first, but this just seemed easier to just get out of the way. And actually, it might need to be more exaggerated again, so the camera can actually see it, but whatever. We'll say that's good enough for now, and I'll come back to it. So actual little running animation thing. Let's say... Jeez, what do you need to look like? So, I said I want it to basically be hopping, but, do I care about... Yeah, I'll have you, like, squish into a hop. And then, like... I'm doing kind of everything on, like, 10 frame, like, round increments. I'm just kind of getting all the keyframes, and then I'll space them out, I think. I should be doing more of the... more of the actual key like, I'm doing all, like, the squishing and then stretching. I should do, like, the... I don't know, things that are further between first, I think. To get the timing before I get all the, like, in-between stuff in there. So, like... You know what? Actually, hold on. Let me just... back up. Here... Just as simple as that. Just get in some of these, yeah. And then, like... that, like, even this is probably too much, but... Again, might need to be exaggerated for the camera to actually see it. Just want, like... like, it, again, this is probably too much. Just want to see it as it comes. So, and then even, like... So too slow. Nope. And I would even call that too slow, but like barely. So let's try just, I'm going down until they're kind of like, yeah, nice round numbers. Something like that. Even that's too slow, isn't it? I want like a really quick, like, I want it to be hopping. Although, the actual hop will probably, when I add more in-between frames, if say at here, it's if I... Hold on. No, I keep having mouse in the wrong place when I'm copying stuff. If this has just the squishing of preparing to launch. And then, like... something like that. Which, again, might just be too much. And then even landing, it should, like... come in for the landing, and then squish. Even animating a cube is tricky. And it's, yeah, okay, looking kind of bad, looking kind of not great at the moment, but it's... get there. Is that now too fast? Yeah, might also be useful to look at reference stuff. Also, I'm fine with the two sides of this being, like, asymmetrical. Kind of should be. Right. If this is that, then it should go right into that. Uh-huh. So even though it looks bad and, like, not great at all, I just should probably test just getting these in so I can see them in Unity before I go any further. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So animator, blah, and okay, where is the actual model? That's over here. Yeah. It's called scene. Imported the. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Blah and blah blah. We need 2 animations out of this. One that was from the 10 to, was it 70? I think we're just gonna call this idle, and then this from, it was 80 until whenever it was. The 120 so far. It's 120. Both these are gonna loop. We'll call this moving. I don't know. Yep, something like that. Why are you transparent? And now you're not? What the heck? Weird. Weird that the thing's kind of broken. Oh well, it's fine. So you're like that, and you're looking like this. Which again, why are you broken? Don't know. Does it matter? Also no. Okay, so you just need, whoa. You animator. I need to make one. I don't even have a folder for the animations. I'll make one. Animations, and then I'm gonna make another folder for the whole wandering cube thing in case I have stuff with the other things. Wandering cube. And then we gotta make an animator thingy over. Yeah. This is gonna, yeah, player cube. Wow. Insane, crazy. Okay. Back to the model. Gotta get these and then put them in. Wow, look at them all crazy like that. Now, first, I'm just gonna have you just start on the moving one temporarily. So now without any other work, you should, oh, well, no, a little bit of work just to actually put this thing in here. Blah. I just want to see you actually do. So right now you should always be, again, we're gonna look bad, frame rates, whatever. So it looks bad, but it doesn't actually look as bad as I thought it would. Yeah, it's not great, but interesting. Like it needs work, of course. Even just with like curves of how stuff moves, but yeah. Maybe very rusty on animation stuff, but the only way you get better at things is by doing. Okay, so what I don't want another layer. No. I just want to we'll code in the like idle versus moving stuff. So what, like, don't want to set to a bool or a trigger. Bool called moving, I guess. So then the actual default state should be the idle one, and then go to moving and go back based on whether you are true or false. And for now, I'll leave all the actually no, I'll let you change in the middle of things. I will leave that stuff as like defaults for right now. Okay, now actually just quickly coding visual player stuff. Should just be a matter of going private animator anim, getting that component. Yeah, component in children, and then so whether, okay, for right now we don't actually have stopping as being a thing. Right now the player is just constantly moving towards the collectible. I wanted to put in like actual delays, like it gets the thing and stops for a couple seconds and then starts going to the next one. We don't have that delay in here right now, so for now we'll say that like while you are capable of like updating your destination, we'll go anim.set bool, and it was moving true, and which means it's gonna be true always. Yeah. In theory, in theory, just as a temporary thing, in here, this should then set this to false. But right now, it's gonna do this and immediately next frame do this, which shouldn't be the case. And we could code it. We can do that step. That is a step that I want to do. You know what? If I wanted to do that, what would that need? So first of all, I don't need you. This is the collectible placer thingy. When I collect the collectible, that's this. Right now, you just say, yeah, you tell the collectible to move. This should go through a sequence of, let's stick you in an enumerator. Wait to spawn new collectible. It's a long name, but it's descriptive. And you will you'll have some kind of delay. 24 seconds. I'll get back to you. Okay, so sequence of events here, and I could put some comments to put what the eventual steps are going to be. There should be a few steps. Like, one, the coin shouldn't disappear immediately. It should be like, one, you know, have do collection animation, like have some it sparkles, whatever, it does something that looks like it gets collected and then, you know, shrinks and disappears or whatever, right? That should have some kind of delay. The fact that actually that's going to have delay means like basically all of this should have in here. Right, do some collected animation that right now doesn't really exist. So for now, I'm gonna say we're gonna take the scale of the thing. Transform local scale equals vector 3.0. For now, eventually we'll have it shrink out of existence, which can happen by animation or by just code. Wait some amount of time, and then then just have it have delay before spawning again. And then pick new position. Start, you know, growing animation or whatever. And then even after doing that, I think I then want one additional delay of it shows up. Wait a second, as it spins in, whatever, and then have the player get sort of set off to now start going towards it. So then now tell player collectible is ready, something like that, right? So all this is gonna now go in here. Wait to spawn collectible. Go for it. Even though, well, that name isn't completely accurate, but it's fine. So have some delay. That everything we have so far is gonna just be spit in here. Larg. So we don't need that delay yet, but eventually, if this turns into some while loop thing. For now, just one. Now, wait 2 seconds. Whoa. Let the player actually sit and be like, yeah, I got the thing. Because again, the thing happening down there is supposed to be this slow, small, calm, idle sort of thing. Also, doing this allows time for the camera to pan out to see the new collectible before the player starts moving over to it. So that's also good, I think. Yeah, because of that, we're going to also make that a 2. So the bit that really needs to be added here is the tell the player the collectible is ready. How do we what's the best mechanism for doing that? I don't usually love to have 2 scripts if I'm having one script reference another script, I don't really like then having the script reference the other one to send stuff back and forth. I'd rather be more of a a tree kind of thing of top thing, umbrella thing, going down, reference things below it in a hierarchical kind of way. So I have the player And I could do stuff through like an event-based system or whatever, but yeah, collectible, the thing we just hit, tell it that, yeah, and then the collectible placer would just be like, hey player, unless I have, I mean, I could have this just wait enough to have like, if, you know what, yeah, sure, I don't need to worry about the performance of this thing that much. It's a small, like, thing in the grand scheme of, like, games. Like, the performance is not gonna be crazy. So just have some hidden in inspector, public, no, well, I better have, I bet, maybe, I was gonna have bool, like, is ready, as in, like, ready to be collected or whatever. Well, I should start false. Yeah, on start, have all this stuff. Yeah. Take a second to spawn or whatever. And then this could be if collectible.is ready. Do I want to just be testing that Boolean ever frame? Like, I guess it's fine. Shouldn't worry too much about it. Okay, so assuming that that's actually gonna work. Wait, did I, once you hit it, then this should become false. As soon as this is true, then you're gonna start updating again, and you'll be moving towards the thing. Okay. Now, even though this technically, it doesn't really matter when I move the collectible, but I'm actually gonna move it. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. I was gonna say, do I want? Oh, I never. This was the thing I was missing. One. Have a delay of like, wait, move it, wait, grow it. I guess, just to avoid any complications of moving it, and then allowing the player to collect them in the same frame. I mean, that shouldn't cause any weird stuff, but whatever. It's fine. Okay. So... how'd you break that fast, huh? What? Why? What do you mean? You... what? You went towards... oh, did something break because you expect to work on the first frame? Yeah. Ha. On start, don't do any of that. You're just gonna sit there, and this is gonna start being false, even though it could be set that way in animator, which is it? Yeah, your default thing is false anyway. Well, yeah, may as well. Have the insurance of doing it through code. Okay, so you're gone. Wait a second. Oh, right. The camera is constantly going towards that, whether the player's doing that or not. Oh, I don't set the ready boolean to true, do I? That's a step I didn't do. Ha. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. How about now? Yeah, the camera pan's early, which actually is not necessarily what I want. It should... what the heck? Where it was trying to go isn't matching where the coin is. What do you mean? This is supposed to be simple. I don't... why are you having any kind of an issue? Are you calling this multiple times or something? Hit collectible. The first line of this is to set is ready to false. So it shouldn't be getting called more than once. But also, for the sake of the camera, I'm also wanting to change. Move it right as it decides to make it grow. That's just going to make the camera code for this easier. Yeah, do this together. But that doesn't solve the whatever weird issues going on here. Huh. Let me just see. First frame, what's going on? You're currently there with size 0, sure. Well, if I wait, then you're gonna move and row there. The player should immediately decide, hey, that's where... Alright, you wait a second to then say you're ready. Okay, well... Wait, did changing the order fix it? Why? It shouldn't have. Well, I didn't know it was causing the problem in the first place, but okay. Yeah, there. Oh, it happened. Why? What the heck? It did disappear before the player got to it, right? Yeah. Why? You have a size of 1. So why did you move? Oh, you're... Oh, no, the... I will make sure that this isn't being called twice by going... Oh, no. No, I don't... I'd be like, oh, is this the reason why? I don't... My guess is the coroutine somehow happening twice, but it shouldn't be able to be called twice, but I'll put that stop coroutine part in there anyway, in case. You know, it shouldn't be what's causing the problem. But it might be. It's possible. Yeah, wait. How'd you turn like that? This should be trivial code. I don't understand what's going on. It's like... Oh, now it's here, but with size 0. Why? Setters ready to fall. The only thing that should be calling this... Did I misread my own code in terms of what's happening here? You calculate some random new position. You check where the nav mesh, you know, aligns with that position. Set it there, and then you wait 2 seconds and say, player, I'm ready. I mean, change the delays won't... Like, I might make the delay shorter, but, like, that shouldn't be what's causing the issue. If it's ready, at that destination, if we are there, tell the collectible that we've hit it. I mean, I guess I can just start with a... How often is this running? And is it running... My guess would be that it's running more often than I think it is. This code ran. I'll do stuff with breakpoints in a sec, probably. Okay. Blah. We've already ran twice. Yeah, that's definitely an issue. But the stop all coroutines bit should have, like, made so there can only be one. Yeah, the fact that it ran twice, that's not good. That shouldn't be able to happen. One is happening from the collectible placer itself, and one is happening from the cube already thinking that it's... This can't happen frame 1. Unless it is because, I don't know, this isn't calculated yet or something. Some weird way where that makes sense. So first frame. Yeah, no, first frame you skip. Why? We skip to in here. Well, let's skip all the way to here. Why not? And right now... Yeah, you aren't. This is not what being in the same position looks like. So what are you talking about? Rain resistance is 0. What do you mean? How is it the nav mesh that's doing funky things? Let me move this to... It's easier. I can just kind of go back and forth, see what's happening visually, and then... Yeah, you're going over there. Yeah, oh, surprise. That's what it should have ran. It ran again now. How could you have ran again now? What do you mean your remaining distance is 0?
what messes with, is it like, did giving it a scale of 0 mess with it or something weird like that? Like, I don't know what it should be just going off the position, right? Why would... So this is some weird issue where, yeah, the agent remaining distance to his destination. This is... And the fact that is ready is true means that it should be fine. Do I need it to wait a frame? I don't know. Weird. Maybe I just need some additional check of like if agent. Let me. The thing that'll probably solve my problem the fastest if I just Google, Unity nav mesh remaining distance. If I just look at the documentation for it, is there some special case of like, oh, if is unknown have value of infinity, it can't. That's what I was gonna guess. Like, oh, if it didn't, like, some issue where it's like if something goes wrong, it spits out 0. But now that's old documentation, which okay, modern one says the same thing. Yeah, already returning 0 on first call. Okay, I'm seeing other things of nav mesh being the wrong thing. I'm guessing I just need to wait a frame. Path pending. So it can be in the process of calculating the path. That's, I mean, okay. Pending? Okay. That's fine. And if path is pending, then there's no way that we're on top of the thing. I'm fine waiting that extra frame. So okay. So if the path is not pending, then we're good. Okay, cool. Learn stuff new about the nav mesh system, I suppose. Okay. Still, that's all that issue. I don't like how it's technically slightly more common for it to spawn right on the edges of stuff. Oh, Artelian Goddess, hello, welcome to the stream. I don't know how old that message is, but hello. I don't know if you just got here or if I missed that message for like 5 minutes. Hello, welcome. We are attempting to make this thing better. It has so far to go to be great. I'm like rusty on doing any kind of graphical stuff, but under like animations or like whatever. So it's a process, but it is, I guess, it's coming along slowly but surely. So we just put in like a kind of a placeholder animation of the cube sort of bouncing around. You can't even really see the breathing. Is the animation actually going? Let me double check. Blah. I think it's lovely already. Thank you. It does have much to go. It's cool already, but it has the potential to become so much cooler. Both in terms of the player being better and then the environment being more interesting. And the environment being more interesting because of like, actually, having environmental stuff like trees and snow and whatever. And then code-wise of like, there actually be like the terrain the player's moving across actually having slopes and like 2 levels. I want like an upper area that's like an exterior wintry forest and an underground that's like a ice cave thing. What, way easier said than done. Okay, so first start though, I shouldn't be looking at this. Wait, actually, I wasn't even paying attention. Were you even playing the idle animation? I'm pretty sure you are. Let me double check. Yes, good. You're just so subtle, which, yeah, is a problem. I should be looking through the lens of this, because this is how it's being seen down there. It can look amazing up close, but if the camera can't see it, it doesn't matter. Okay, so, I guess, go back to animating, or attempting to anyway, whatever. So, okay, first of all, this random, like, idle animation thing, let's, like, over here. It's too subtle, apparently. So we're gonna fix that. And then, whoa, moving all of incorrect things.
I have milk and peanut butter cookies. It's an interesting combo. Alright, sure. I mean, as a fan of, like, let's say Reese. Reese is peanut butter and chocolate, but, yeah. Fan of Reese myself. Yeah. Okay, Cube. Oh, milk and cookies, that also being a Santa thing. I think I've said this before. The plan for this as well, partially why there's like a weird blue background right now. This is hoping to be like, because winter's coming up. Well, winter's almost here. I'm more like Christmas is coming up. That's the word I'm looking for. I want to try to make this a Christmassy environment where eventually this coin thing was like a temporary what I could whip up in 10 seconds. I'd like to make this look like an actual, like, you know, a Christmas gift type deal, and then have this place look more Christmassy. I think I want to split this environment into 3 chunks. Sort of the top right is going to be exterior, snowy trees and stuff. Top left is going to be like an interior, like a North Pole-esque, like, wood and like whenever you see a Santa's workshop kind of thing, like that kind of vibe, I believe. And then down is gonna be like an ice cave of some kind with some ways of how it goes up and down. I don't know exactly how I'm currently gonna make like the holes in the floor, the whatever slopes or paths that loop around or whatever, but that's what we're gonna be figuring out. And it's gonna progressively evolve based on like what the player can physically do. Right now it's gonna be like simple slopes and stuff, but eventually it'd be cool to actually have like, you know, here's a one-way hole in the ground. The player here can actually like pathfind to the hole and then jump down as a way to, like, you know, get to this faster or whatever, but that's gonna require a lot more to get up and running. Okay, cool. So, where were we? Attempted to do animation stuff that I feel like I've just lost all of my skills of doing animation stuff, or what is, like, the right way to do anything. I have in the past, like, animated some, you know, nifty things. I made my, do I have it around? You know, my intro or whatever with my YouTube stuff. I made oh, do I have, no, I would, do I have no, not easily accessible. The dino, the kick flipping dino. No, I'm not gonna pull it out right now. The dinosaur on the T-Rex on a skateboard that like face plants, and it's great. You know, I animated that at some point, and now I'm failing to animate a cube in an interesting way. Oh well. Okay, so I was saying that like this, just go down a little bit more. Blah and blah and blah, pressing all the incorrect buttons. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so we got like this placeholder like up and like, which also I don't even know how many frames of this to have loop. Right now I just have it like it's looping 2 jumps. You know, it'd be best if it, you know, had more frames, like having like a lot more that doesn't loop as much. It'd be cool if it had slightly bit of randomness to it. That'd be tricky to code. Yeah. You can do like a snow slide going down and then use momentum to slide up ice to get back out or something. Ho ho! That'd be very cool. How would I program such a thing? That's up to future me to figure out. Yeah, crazy stuff like that is things that I would like to have. Even just like platformery things like, oh, moving platforms. It'd be cool to have like fake hazards that the player could like have to like wait to like go at the right time or something. I don't know how insane I want to take this necessarily, but in theory, the more the better or whatever. Basically make your passive stream thing as a full video game code. That's like almost what I want to emulate. Like it's like, oh, it's like it's a game that's running down there that's just I'm not actively playing. That's why I say I want it to like almost feel like the player moving around has like the vibes of a third-person platformer character that's running around. Like it's moving by AI, but in a way that feels like, oh, it's like it's a player that's running back and forth. Would be the dream, but yeah, getting there is gonna be and having it, you know, feel good or whatever is definitely gonna be tricky. And currently the currently the camera is gonna stay, you know, this current like style of it just being this like watching from the side and then zooming in and out. In theory, I do more to kind of smooth out things, make it better or whatever. But it would be cool if a future version of this like has a full environment. It's actually like behind the player, like a third-person camera thing. That might be too much though. I don't know. There's a point where it could potentially be too noisy in terms of being what's meant to be a subtle background thing down there while I'm working on, you know, whatever it is I'm doing, like the Handman with the Unicycle or playing Pac-Man. Yeah, so we'll see. At some point, I would like to then swap out this cube for like a full-on person. Namely the me from my profile picture or whatever, make a version 2 of it and have it actually in Unity. That's gonna be a lot further down the line though. It'd be cool if I then did that, then I'd have 2 players, have them like both in this scene, like they're competing to like get the thing first. That would also be pretty cool. I could have it then split screen down the middle or something like that. Yeah, that'd be cool. Reminds me so much of YouTube shorts or TikToks that are like half Reddit, that are half there. Apparently I can't read, half Reddit narration and half Minecraft gameplay. A little bit, kinda. You know that you mentioned is like, yeah, where you have TikToks or whatever, like, oh, I have Subway Surfer in the background because people can't keep an attention span or whatever. That, okay, now that I think about it, that is kind of what I'm doing, even though that's not what I was going for. I think it's different where like, so if most of my streams were, you know, playing games or whatever, doing stuff that's very like high action, whatever stuff, insane, crazy coding going on here or whatever, then I might be less inclined to have the thing down there. It's just that, well, one, it's like, oh, while I'm not doing stuff, here's an example of some cool coding thing I did. That's thing one, to be like, while I'm failing to make simple colored like raffle things, whatever, it's like down there, look at that cool thing that I did. Or whatever. And then also it's like, while I'm spending 95% of the time just rambling rather than actually doing stuff, you have something to look at while nothing's happening on screen 90% of the time. That's thing number 2. Oh, thing number 3 is that eventually, I don't know how yet, but it'd be cool to have some kind of, you type stuff in chat and it affects what's going on down there. So then there's that extra bit of interactivity, or even like, oh, if somebody follows, it like does something special, stuff like that. But I don't like, so that's something I conceptually want to do. For this specific Wandering Cube thing, I don't know like what specific commands would do what or whatever, but I will figure that out. So yeah, but the showcase of what you've accomplished and also passive entertainment for people that don't really care about the code. Exactly, yeah. Which is why, like, so, like, right now, it's super simple. It's a cube moving around, but, like, the cooler it becomes, then the more it fulfills that purpose. Thing number 4 is that when it comes to making artistic assets, more for the background environmental stuff, I'm working on, you know, a game, the Handman with Unicycle. If there's any way where I'm able to, like, oh, I make some trees and rocks here, and then I'm able to reuse them in this game, kind of, you know, killing 2 birds with 1 stone, potentially. And then vice versa. Anything I make here, I could then potentially, you know, put over here. Once Christmas passes, so like right now I'm making like a Winter Wonderland-y environment type of thing. Once Christmas passes, I could imagine making more environments that maybe I switch out. Like, oh, today I'll use the version that's in a sci-fi environment. Oh, today I'll use the one that's in like a desert environment or whatever. That would conceivably be cool. If I get to that point, then that will mostly be to like, oh, I need this environment for a level in this game. And then, like, I would intentionally, like, make environmental stuff to use for both. Right now, the demo for this game has no plans for a snowy environment. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I can still potentially reuse, like, rocks. Or, like, oh, take that tree, recolor it. Maybe. I have no idea. I have no idea. Or some of the interior stuff I might have to make. Some building things. No idea. Also, it's good to just kind of practice that graphical stuff on like a smaller scale where like this just needs to look good and like barely function rather than, you know, the actual game that needs to like not it more so needs to not break when it has actual players doing stuff, right? I can get away with a lot more here that I couldn't necessarily get away with in, you know, full-on 3D platformer necessarily. There could be commands to like change the color of the cube or something. Yeah, or redemption that triggers it. Oh, I didn't even think about channel point routines. Right, that totally would be a thing I would do, yes. I have no idea how to actually code such things, but I imagine with enough Googling, I hopefully can figure it out. Those will be streams for another day. Yes, chat, doing, like, channel point redeem thing. That's 100% a great thing to have for that. Yes. But yeah, so like changing colors of the cube, if I have different environments, then like, oh, you know, have it actually load the scene to like, you know, go into a different level or whatever, that'd be cool. Spawning additional collectibles, find them faster, maybe. I don't know if I'd actually mess with like, oh, you know, make the player move faster. I don't know, something like that. If I had a scene where I could like do, oh, have, I was about to say fog or like rain or something, have it start snowing or something, you know, that could be cool. And so like a whole bunch of like potential stuff I could do. We'll see, you know, what I actually do, and the idea is, you know, as time goes on, I continue to do more and more. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah, I'll figure out kind of what things I want to do. But right now, I'm failing to even animate this thing doing a simple like bounce. Why am I forgetting like? I'm forgetting how to properly. I know there's, where is, over here, what, that's not, what's the, how do I see the, it's like a graph editor thing where I can actually see the graph editor, there you are, not there actually, I want you, buttons, no, what was the thing you were just on, dope sheet, that one, up here, graph editor. Wow, I'm way more rusty on animation stuff than I thought I was. This always happens, and I hate that it happens, that I spend like a couple months not doing Blender, and then I go back to use it, and it's like I'm completely starting from scratch, like I've never touched Blender in my life. I will need to do more, like, I don't like to be Googling and researching and watching YouTube or whatever on stream, but like between streams or whatever, I'm definitely gonna need to like do a lot of catch-up if I'm, because I mean, as I said, the main thing that this is all about doing graphical stuff. If I can't do graphical stuff, then we're in for some rough couple streams. That's why I try to like automate graphical stuff with code wherever I can, because coding I can kind of do. Oh, sorry, man. I thought I looked over, I thought thinking a new message popped up, but no, I'm mistaken. Yeah, so, okay, hold on. So this yellow is the Y, yeah. What? No, it's the Y rotation. You turn a lot, so that's why you're doing that. Yeah, I'm looking for, I'm trying to use Unity buttons. It's F to zoom in on stuff in Unity, but it's Y in, Blender. I have that same feeling, especially when it comes to exporting things with transparency from Blender. My mind erases the info immediately. Yeah, wait, thing with transparency? Like, yeah, well, so, yeah, like material stuff. Yeah, a lot of material things is complicated. I haven't done any texturing stuff in, like, well, one, I barely do texturing stuff to begin with, and the little bit I have done texturing stuff, like, with my submarine that I made, yeah, that's been rough. But also, we're totally got, I think, have you mentioned that you've done Blender stuff? I think it's the first time. Maybe I'm mistaken. Apologies if I'm forgetting stuff. But yeah, very cool that you do 3D modeling stuff and whatnot. What kind of 3D modeling stuff do you do? That, yeah, as someone who can barely do art stuff, people who can do art stuff, yeah, I'm envious. I'm trying to, yeah, be the, you know, doing everything as a game developer, the programming and the programming, the blendering, the art or whatever. I'm actually currently attempting to learn piano, kind of, sort of. That's very early and very rough, but also very cool. Music theory is insanely super duper stupid complicated, but yeah. I'm not gonna be like pianoing level music anytime soon, but it would be cool. That would be like the dream. So why is, okay, I thought this was by default, like, yeah, by default these are doing the kind of paths that I would be expecting, so I don't know why. Well, I guess I can mess with them. Oh, that's the scale. Wait, not you. No, you. Am I? Oh, I'm. Right. Why? I'm dumb. Why is this way in Blender and this way in Unity. Z is the axis I'm actually trying to care about. I made some small 3D stream notification animations for a friend a while back, and I dabble in 2D animation in there as well, like follow and stuff. Hops up. Oh, that's so cool. That's very cool. 3D animation, like alert stuff. That's that'd be very cool. That's on my list. I have like a list of like, in terms of all of the things, in terms of improving stuff with my stream. The thing I'm focusing on right now is the animation thing down there, but like right now I'm still using all of the default alerts and like, yeah, all that, the default stuff built into Twitch or whatever. It's on my list that it'd be cool to eventually make stuff with that. I don't know if I'd make 3D stuff necessarily. I'd imagine I'd try to whip up Photoshop 2D thing, or do stuff like in Unity. It's with an orthographic camera or something. I have no idea. What I would even do for that, like, conceptually, I have no idea. In theory, like, after a while of me doing streaming stuff, I'd have, like, oh, you know, here's this collection of different, you know, things that I've programmed, things that I've made. I would, like, pull from that, like, my unicycle guy, my unicycle game, maybe, like, little animations of him doing stuff, or, you know, this cube thing becomes iconic, doing stuff with that, or the animated me or whatever. Yeah, and then even stuff like my, I have the, like, my not here screen or whatever, like the be right back screen. I'd like to improve that at some point as well. It's like, there's like so many little things that like trying to have the skills to do all of that stuff is tricky and it takes time. There's only so many hours in the day, and like, I know, yeah, some people can like, yeah, you hire people to like make stuff for you or whatever. I'm, you know, to some degree, the person's like, oh, I gotta do like everything myself. Breaking away from that is tricky, but also like even just conceptually coming up with ideas of what I want, you know, certain things to look like is also tricky. Anyway though, but yeah, eventually, and even like, so like stuff like me making a better not here screen, like that's so much lower priority than like, in terms of, you know, the things that I want to be working on. There's stuff that's definitely way, you know, higher priority, like the animation thing down there and my actual game, Hanging Man with a Unicycle. Getting an actual demo thing of that matters a bajillion times more. But yeah, that'll also happen eventually. Anyway, yeah, so this, why do I have a keyframe here? Oh, I guess I did do that. Well, for now, yeah, have less keyframes, more graphs doing stuff. Can I get away with, let me hide things so I can actually see what I'm looking at better. Yeah. What are you? Why am I seeing a double blue? Why am I seeing a double blue? Is that just... Okay, sure, weird. Concept is something I struggle with mostly. Like, I know I can physically make a bunch of stuff for my stream, but I don't really have a theme to go off of. Yeah, theming, that's also a tricky thing. So, with my branding or whatever, so Cyberchroma, the brand. No, God. I have logo colors, kind of, which is like a step. I have this sort of cyan, magenta, yellow color scheme, usually on like a white background, kind of a thing. But then I even have a bunch of stuff that doesn't stick to that. Like, I mean, the thing going, well, because, well, if everything is those colors, it can get too maybe boring or whatever. Like, the thing going on down there, it's like, oh, it's generic, winter environment or whatever, to have a more really environment that doesn't have to adhere to the colors or whatever. But I think what I struggle with most is like, I can come up with generic ideas for stuff, but taking the general and turning it into specifics, that's what I struggle with the most. Especially when it comes to things like level design or like, you know, making my characters or whatever. I can have, yeah, conceptual ideas of like, oh, roughly I want it to look like blah. But then, like, okay, I want to make a level, roughly it's going to look like this, is going to have these mechanics, and this stuff's generically going to happen, like, here's the big moments, whatever, like, the big picture. But then, whittling that down to, like, specifically there's going to be a platform here, and specifically there's going to be a slope here at this angle, and then specifically, like, moving platform here that moves here to here at this speed, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's, yeah. I'm a very indecisive person. Like, yeah, getting those, like, finer details is tricky. And like my character in the handyman with the unicycle, I'm still designing him. Well, there's other reasons of like why designing the main character of a game is like more difficult to some degree than like random NPC background character number 5. But Yeah, I keep going back and forth between a lot of like what I want that guy to look like. Especially even like that no like potential voice acting situation with that game. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, well, so like I've considered in that game, like I can just have characters like, oh, they just talk with dialogue boxes, but it's not as cool. It's cooler when characters, you know, or like you don't get the timing in like cutscenes of when characters actually talking. You have like subtitles at the bottom or whatever. So like making cutscenes out of text boxes, I don't know, it loses some of the impact. But like, there's the idea of me just trying to voice act every character in the game with voice filters and whatnot, but I don't know how that's gonna go because I'm no amazing voice actor. I got a better microphone now. That's like a step in the right direction, but yeah, that's like a problem I will worry about at a later date. Currently, my plan for my demo is my demo will have 5 characters who will potentially speak, and I will figure out that whatever for a demo in a short term, and then go to real game beyond that. I will figure that out. That of all the things I gotta do, that is lower priority. But level design is a whole beast on its own. Oh yeah, it is. Something I have done so much Googling and watching YouTube videos and looking at behind the scenes stuff of what different games have done and da. I think I can be decently good at like analyzing an already made level to some degree. I can, like, I've done a fair bit of that, and that's something I kind of enjoy doing in playing like bad games or whatever, like Pac-Man World. No, Pac-Man World 1 was fine, but like it's not an amazing 10 out of 10 game, but it's like, yeah, it is a game or whatever. It is something I think that can be good at like I can take a level and point out what not to do to some degree. I mean, it very much depends on game to game. Different people have different tastes and like what they find better or worse. Like, I don't know how. So Sonic Frontiers is a game that a lot of people really love. I don't get it. Like, okay, loved is the wrong word. Like, I don't think, okay, no. I see some people being like, oh, it's the best Sonic game ever, or the best Sonic game in years. I'm like, how? Excuse me? Like, I don't know. Different people like different things, sure. I'm fine with other people liking that game, just I personally have issues with it. Maybe the art style, it's so generic, and I don't know, you're in a world that's so empty, and like, I don't know, I prefer big bustling environments full of life and whatnot. I don't know. I like Sonic Unleashed, and hub world. I don't know why, any game that has any kind of hub worlds, I don't know, immediately like plus 10 points from me. I don't know. Something about having like a hub world that then levels are connected to makes a world feel more alive and connected. And then having more, especially when there's more, I don't know, reason of why you're going from place to place rather than just, here's level 1-1, here's level 2-5, and being actually like, oh, go to this place because story reasons do the thing, and now go here because story reasons. I don't know, I prefer that more. A game I played and beat last night, Cloudpunk. It's not Cyberpunk. I'm not familiar with Cloudpunk, but I can Google it. But, well, there's a chance. Sometimes okay, upon Googling, I mean, I don't know what this is, but it looks like Cyberpunk. I've never actually played Cyberpunk 2077. I hear that it's like the most I heard that it came out as the most buggy thing ever, and it was disappointing and whatever. But then I think it's been updated a bunch since then, and like now it's a decent game or whatever. Potential thing for a future stream, but Unity made game, yeah, all right, love it. But whatever this is, best game ever, yeah. Is it first person? Yeah. I mean, I like sci-fi environments, so flying cars, yeah. That's okay, that seems up my alley. Had a ton of voice lines and a decent sized cast. Neat, cool. I wasn't always it was always great voice acting, but there was plenty of it. Yeah, just make up for make up for quality with quantity. That's the motto of a lot of modern corporations. Yeah, Marvel. Ha ha ha. Yikes. Yeah, I don't anyway, but yeah, so that's, I mean, so my game is gonna have 5, the demo of my game is currently I plans for 5 characters, and then I have more ideas for characters that'll be after, but I have, let's see, there is, and I've been thinking about like the names of some of my characters, and they might change. Like, there's so much that's not set in stone and won't be until they actually like I make the character models and they or exist in the game in some degree. We got also there's a lot of characters that have like their, I guess they're like, you know, full name, whatever, first name, last name, whatever, but then I have like, here's what characters are actually going to call them in the game as like their nickname or whatever. So let's going by nicknames. We got Handy Harold, Mr. Avion, Looney Junie, Captain Frank McSteve, and unnamed antagonist that is the one person who's like not planned or fleshed out yet. Person who might be some kind of a boss or whatever. If I have a boss, I want to like design the boss first to figure out the mechanics of it, and then design a character to fit those mechanics afterwards. So he's like purposely under-designed because I'm like he matters more for gameplay, so I'm figuring out more gameplay stuff first, and that's gonna be the case for like all the bosses in the game. So like I conceivably know what I want the antagonists to be. It's the Safety Corporation, and that's an acronym. Trying to shut down your carnival, like sue you and whatnot. But then they start doing more like unethical things, like sabotaging your stuff on purpose to get you shut down. And then we're gonna have some like carnival-y themed bosses, like, you know, magician guy doing like teleporting around and like, you know, pulling stuff out of his hat as like different attacks, whatever. Person maybe doing something with like a big whack-a-mole machine kind of a thing, like dude like animal tamer kind of person, you know, doing stuff with animals that you like. These are all potential ideas. I have no idea what's going to actually show up in the game, but just like taking carnival related positions and turning them into attacks and bosses and whatnot. Yeah. Where was I going with that? So yeah, 5 potential people that I'm considering. I might save designing Handy Harold for last, like figure out some of these other characters as like the test run, and then make the main character the most important character, the character that it matters the most, that he looks good and fits whatever. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The art is a bit deceptive. It's very blocky graphics. Fair enough. I mean, so I see that. Interesting. Oh, interesting. Okay. I mean, stylistic stuff can look interesting. Yeah, sure. Neato. I think you could check it out for a few what not to do for your game. Oh! Oh, if it's not a good game. Okay, great. Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah. Your what not to do. Yeah, I've played plenty of dough. Trying to think off the head. What are some? I know I've played some bad games recently, but now I'm thinking to like list some, and I'm now blanking on every game I've ever played ever. Yooka-Laylee is a game that is alright, not great. Okay, it's not bad, but like not entirely. It's a Unity game, so it gets the extra bonus points in my book. But story was actually a lot more in depth and had a lot of morality choice situations. Ooh, interesting. I haven't played like a story-based choose your adventure. Choose your adventure the right term? I think there's a better term to describe what I'm talking about that I'm just blanking on. But the kind of, you know, the Mass Effects and like stuff like that, where, you know, you make choices and it affects the story like actually drastically, rather than, oh, it's a fake choice that doesn't actually mean anything. Haven't played one of those in a while, but I will be playing Detroit Become Human soon-ish, which I've somehow remained quite spoiler-free on, but I know that it is that very much and has different endings and blah blah blah. But yeah, so that'll happen. But story-based games are cool and neat. I had an idea. I have like a list of potential random game ideas that I want to make. This is one that's like so far down the list, I don't know if it'll ever happen. But the idea of having like some kind of stealth-based game that like how you beat a level, similar to like, so I've never actually played Hitman. I've never played Hitman, but like that you have to go around and stealth and kill people or whatever. But like, so having a stealth game where you can beat a level in different ways, you know, sneak in through this way, sneak this way, go in aggressively or stealthing, whatever. But like how you beat a level affects the next level you go to, like affects the story somehow. No, not a super fleshed out idea, but like, oh, gameplay wise, like how you beat a level affecting the next level you go to seemed interesting. Kind of like Shadow the Hedgehog. It's basically Shadow the Hedgehog, but like different mechanic for how you, what the gameplay is or whatever. Anyway, that's like, of random game ideas I have, that's just like one of like a bajillion that's very down the list, just a random little thing. I have better, bigger ideas. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. One of the mechanics of Cloudpunk was that if you hit right on the D-pad, it would remove everything on the HUD. So,
That's okay. It's a weird thing, a hot take I have with game. I don't know. Including dialogue boxes. If you go to a merchant and hit you no longer see the store. Oh, that's weird. That's to an extra degree of like, oh, that seems broken. I know some AAA games will, or sometimes they'll have a thing where you can turn off the HUD, so you can just, no mini map, no ammo, no whatever. You just can see just the world, just the environment and whatnot. And like, sure, I guess, like, oh, and look at the pretty graphics, but I don't know. I think. Especially, it bugs me in, whenever you see trailers for games, a lot of time they'll take out all the UI or whatever, and I don't know, sometimes it seems weird to me, like, why would you not? Sometimes it makes a game look better to have all the fancy stylized UI around, I guess, that, like, it very much probably depends on the game and whether it looks good or what, or how intrusive it is or not, but, like, I don't know. It just seems weird to me to, like, take out the UI to make a trailer look better. I don't know. Like, it's very much a game-by-game thing. If I make a trailer for my game, I imagine the UI is going to exist. Unless it's spoilery. I guess I can understand, like, I don't know, spoilery stuff, I guess. Like, having, objective, avenge important character who died, right? I don't know. You wouldn't want that, I guess. Also, camera when getting out of the car is super janky. Fun. Yeah. I mean, they tried. I mean, what, like, this looks better than anything I've ever made. Here I am struggling to animate a cube. I definitely need to, like, look at reference stuff. Remember how to, like, properly even, like, I mean, not that I've ever even, animating a cube hopping order. I know conceptually some things with squash and stretch and timing and blah, 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 blah. But, yeah, I don't know. Oh, it's already 11:59. Oh, no. I am unfortunately out of time. I actually meant to stop like right before 12. I have to get up super early tomorrow and have a super busy day of running around doing errands and whatnot. So unfortunately, for the sake of me not being super tired to do all that, I gotta go. But I should be back tomorrow. And we didn't do much with this at all. Oh well. Let me just, based on what that animation occurred looking like, let me just throw it in here, see if it's good enough to just build into replacing that for the next 2 streams. You know what? It's not terrible. Fry, shortest stream ever? Yeah, I was hoping. So I didn't stream the last 2 days because of being busy, and then I was super busy today, being like, lame. I'm sorry. I was looking like, oh no, I might have to cancel the stream again. I almost did, just being super busy with stuff. I'm like, no, I missed like 2 days in a row. I don't want to miss the third. Let's just do a quick hour stream. I'd rather have just done the hour. It's like under an hour and a half. When do I ever do hour and a half streams? Ugh. Not 6 hours, like no breaks. And back when I used to do like 12-hour streams sometimes, back when I was in school, like 12 hours of just working on some school assignment. I don't know how. So Reptilian God, I don't think you were around for this. One of my early streams, actually working on the Handyman unicycle back when it was a school project. Because I made the demo for this in like a week or so, or maybe it was 2 weeks, something around, no, a week or two, something like that. And like, was it the day before it was due or 2 days before it was due? Like I had a game, it's like, okay, this is pretty neat, whatever. I want to make a tutorial level that shows off all the mechanics and whatnot. And I had a 24-hour stream over a weekend where it was just, in the course of that time, we planned this little tutorial thing and built it and made it. I have the scene. The scene is not gonna run. It's gonna be 100% broken. But this over here, I don't know how I was awake enough to be able to do that, but I somehow did it, and it's somewhere in my stream archives or whatever. I think it's not a 24-hour stream because I like when I upload things to my stream archive thing, it can't be more than 12 hours or it's just annoying to deal with, so I like stopped and restarted the stream even though it's still there or whatever. I think I took like short breaks to like eat or whatever, but like I didn't sleep. I did afterwards, but somehow I was waking up to just power through getting all this done or whatever, which I don't know how I did. Because I even like making I made this terrain and stuff. I'm so rusty on Blender. I don't even know how I made all this terrain stuff, and I mean this doesn't look great. It was whipped together in a short amount of time and like even like a bit buggy or whatever, but it worked. It did the job. It has like, as you go through it, the thing, it has me being a narrator, giving tutorial stuff and whatever, but it did the job. But yeah,
hopefully when we make actual for realsies tutorial in you know, the game now proper, it'll be a million times better. Not making 24 hours. Anyways, though, unfortunately, I rambled too much and didn't actually do a whole lot with this, but this looks decent. But I need to like give myself more of a refresher on this, so working on this is less painful to be doing like midstream. I much prefer to be doing coding on stream and save like graphical stuff for between streams when I can, but when I don't have time to do anything between streams, there's only so much I can do. Anyway, so we're gonna call it quits for now. Next stream will be working on this, which I don't even know. I still have like this camera issue that I'm figuring out with this game that's being annoying, and that I have ideas. So we're gonna be doing a little bit of that, and then a little bit of that. When I made the new player, it broke a bunch of stuff with the game, so we're gonna be making it like we fixed a lot of the broken stuff. I can actually go into play mode in this scene and have the game not just kill itself. With the hub world just being fused with the normal level and like everything erroring and whatnot. There's no errors immediately. However, if I do this, the camera's not supposed to move. The player there is not supposed to be jittering and shaking that much. I mean, the buttons physically work. Oh god, oh it doesn't. Well, it doesn't. If I do the, oh yeah, right. The hub world flies off without me. I'm here now. Yeah. How did the objectives thing come up properly? It shouldn't have done that. I don't understand my own code. That shouldn't have worked. I think. I don't know. Whatever. It did. Yeah, that's the thing for gets arrested, gets your chosen stuff done tomorrow. That is the plan. I be busy and whatnot. Finding the time to do stuff. I don't know how I'm like more busy now than I was in school. Well, I have a full-time job that you know makes one busy, and then winter coming up, and then anyways. Okay. No, I gotta stop rambling, otherwise I'm never gonna finish. The faster I stop, the faster I can get tomorrow, get all things I get done, the faster I can stream again. Get back to them 6-hour streams, whatever. Anyways, yeah, next stream we'll be working on this, I think. Yes, fixing more stuff that's broken, yada yada, getting this more closer to being in better states. Stream after that, we'll be finishing Pac-Man World Repack, getting those last achievements, one of which is going to be very difficult. For those unfamiliar with Pac-Man World Repack, there's an achievement where you can play like arcade Pac-Man in that game, and there's an achievement for beating round 9, stage 9, whatever the right term is, getting to level 10 of original arcade Pac-Man, which is like gonna be the hardest thing ever. I did already do some Googling of like how to do good at OG Pac-Man, but actually it'll be difficult, but for the sake of the one achievement, I will do that. Well, there's a few other achievements we have to knock out as well, but they will not take as much time, I don't think. And then we'll be doing, I think, Detroit Become Human. Yeah, it's gonna be the next thing that we do, which will be very much a big old tone shift, but I don't know, that's just the random game that I picked, so that's what we're doing, and then afterwards we'll go from there. I'll figure it out. And then back to working on thing down there, where hopefully I will figure out how to animate a cube, and then we'll start making actual environmental stuff and see how that goes. But I got a plan what like the specifics of what that's gonna look like is. We'll start with making like, I might get Pro Builder again, and or Pro Builder set up in this project, and then whip up some basic terrain stuff, and then like trees and da-da-da-da-da. But anyways, that's stuff for the future. We are done for now. Last thing I'm just gonna do quickly is just get rid of this code ran print thing. All right. Oh, we actually have 4 people, so I will raid someone real quick. Any recommendations on someone for me to raid in a few seconds before I find someone? Preferably someone around the same viewership that I have. I don't know. Having 4 viewers, I don't want to raid someone with 50. Okay, I'm thinking we're gonna go with, and preferably someone doing Unity stuff, but that's not a guarantee. We're gonna do, it's weak. I see as a person. 14, it's a bit like far of a difference, but oh well, that's who we're gonna pick, I guess. All right, can I, thank you, telling you guys, yeah, cool to, see people around actually chatting in my streams. That is cool. Much more enjoyable to, do streams with people existing, I guess, rather than just empty chat the whole time. So thank you for thanks for the chat and whatnot. Hope your stream stuff is going well and whatnot, and all that. See ya around and whatnot. Where are buttons that I'm trying to press? Raid and this button. Oh, wait, is this play? No, it's not. Okay, that and then blah and then blah and then okay, blink. Is that gonna work? Why didn't it start? It didn't. I typed the message. I typed /raid and then person. Oh, okay. Oh, so, okay. Well, while it figures itself, I'm going to do my outro. That'll do it for this live stream. Thank you all so. No. I'm missing. What is it? Thank you. That'll do it for this live stream. If you liked it, look forward to more. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you around. Okay, outro we're done with. I did know in the time it took me to stop rambling, we've dropped down from 4 to 2. I think like 2 is my limit of like where I don't know, because one of them is me having my own stream running on my phone just to make sure like if it like my stream crashes or whatever, I can see that it's not working. Need a teleprompter for your outro? I literally have it written down. I literally over over where is it? Oh no, where are you? Okay, well, I mean, here's my logo colors, and like potential future stream names for different things, because I started coming up with the stream names, and I don't know why. Like, I need a unique name for every stream. I can never have repeats. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Yeah, that'll do for this live stream. If you like to look forward to more, thank you all so much for watching. As always, I'll see you around. There it is. Anyways, no. So I guess we're gonna not radio because I don't know. My 2 is my limit. Above that, I'll raid someone. Under that, I'm like, it's too few. Because usually when you also raid someone, then people will also drop off. So I'm basically then just raiding with the one that is me. So, anyways, we're not gonna worry about that for now. Anyways, enough rambling. I'm rambling too much. It is 9 minutes past when I'm supposed to go. So we're gonna end things real easy and see you guys next. Okay, whatever. All right. See, that's why I need the written outro, because any other outro is bad. No. Anyways, okay, words and stuff and things and ending now. All right, see ya.